Alright folks, Pachini's 88, we are back playing Criminal Case on Facebook. We are on case number 3 of the Mysteries of the Past. Let's head on. I'm live streaming this. A couple of people are new to this, so cool. Ace, I cannot believe the New Haven police station has caught on fire. What's worse is I hear the fire started in the evidence room, and that's where we store the evidence from our own cases as well. We must go make sure we can salvage as much as possible. Onward, Ace. Senior Trooper Ace, you've arrived in time. I'm Billy Thompson of the Concordia and Fire Brigade, and we've just put out the fire. Well, pleasure to meet you. We're here to oversee the salvaging efforts of the evidence room. We do hope there hasn't been too much damage. Well, that will have to wait. We lost one of our best firemen to the flames. His name was Otis Kidd. I found his body in the evidence room. I can't believe he's dead. Our condolences, Mr. Thompson, but well, that's not all, Senior Trooper Ace. We have reason to believe the fire was not an accident. Oh, dash my wig. Arson and a dead body? Ace, we must get to the bottom of this. Wait a minute. Maddie wears a wig? Mr. Thompson, we'll take over from here. Ace, there's no time to waste. Into the police station we go. So good morning, everybody. Let's go into the police station. Kind of want to do here is hints. There we go. Boom. Trade in all of these. Hopefully we can get a star really quickly. Alright, so we obviously have the body here. I see a skull. Crow. Scepter, barrel. Why can't I find anything? There's a barrel. Where's the scepter? An anchor. Where the heck's the anchor? Up here. Not gonna get anything for that. Hey, Madeline O'Malley. Nice to see you on. Oh yeah, we're not turning the lights on in this room. We don't need anyone to know that I'm awake at like 2:30 in the morning. People think I'm nuts. Oh my, Ace, this man is nearly all burned up. However, I don't believe it was the fire that killed him. It appears he was shot in the back. I imagine Mr. Thompson will be saddened by the news. A colleague dying in the line of fire, the line of duty is heroic, but one dying by gunshot is murder. Ace, this murder could be connected to our arson investigation. If that's the case, we must solve it at once. In sterling observation, Ace, this charred barrel might hold some clues. We must search through it. And Ace, since this fire started here in the evidence room, it's best if we speak with Officer Wimple, the evidence room clerk. Let's go find him. Alright guys, I'm going to grab some stars. I'll be right back. This has been Pachini's88. Au revoir. Alright folks, Pachini's88, we are back. Let's talk to Officer Wimple. Officer Wimple, may we have a word? What? Yes, of course. I apologize. I'm beside myself with this whole fire affair. So much evidence just gone. Indeed, and a fireman was murdered during the fire. One Otis Kidd. We'd like to ask you some questions about him. Mr. Kidd was murdered? How tragic. The damage done to my evidence room is devastating, but to think an actual life has been lost? It's unfathomable. So you knew him? Only in passing. He was from the Concordia Fire Brigade, which is just a block away. So we knew each other by sight, and I heard he was quite the hero. Well, thank you, Officer Wimple. If you could keep yourself available for further questioning, we'd greatly appreciate it. Ace, Officer Wimple mentioned the victim's fire station was nearby. Good thinking. If we want to learn about our victim, we must visit the firehouse at once. Agreed. Yeah, so for those of you guys who are watching the video on YouTube, you know, you can always come on early at 3:30 Mountain Standard Time, so 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll usually be streaming Chapter 1 of the new case every Thursday. Interesting. Ace, that wooden cup you found inside the burned barrel is stained with blood. Perhaps the killer could have tried to get rid of this. With blood on this cup, the best person to see is Viola. We must get this to her immediately. Agree? I agree. Yeah, because let's take a look at this. So I spend generally... How much do I spend? Basically 50 bucks every case, or 50 cash. So I spend $5 every case. That's how much I give them. Broken frame. Now you guys saw me do a bunch of stuff, so I know where basically everything is. Cake, bow tie jacket, boom. Well, Ace, that handkerchief is rather feminine, a bit out of place here. Let us take a sample of that lip color. Perhaps this broken frame can tell us more about our victim. We should restore it. Oh, lipstick on a handkerchief. Nice. Nice. Congrats to moving to Pacific Bay. Pacific Bay is where it really turns around. Really, University and Grimsboro is where I feel like it turned around, but yep, nobody's watching again. Nice. Ace, the frame seems to be a metal display case. Fortunately, the engraved plaques are barely visible anymore. Perhaps a good dusting can help us. Probably. We're doing a lot of investigative work on the first chapter, which is cool. Well, Ace, now that we have a sample of the lip color from the handkerchief, we can take it to Viola. It's amazing what she can do in her laboratory. Okay, so... Oh yeah, we're doing more than 50 on this one. Great. I do miss Jones a little bit, but I love our new characters. Interesting. Ace, the two plaques on the metal display case are dedicated to two men we know. The first name is of our victim, Otis Kidd, and the second name is that of Billy Thompson, the fireman we met earlier. Both of them are in the Medal of Honor, the highest honor a fireman can earn. Our victim really was a hero. Chances are Mr. Kidd and Mr. Thompson were close. We should inform him this was no ordinary death in the line of duty. So it looks like somebody's spoiled. Thank goodness I wasn't watching. I'll go through and I will block this section of text for a little bit. So that's how we'll get rid of it. Hey, Mr. Thompson. We don't mean to intrude, but we must inform you that Mr. Kidd's death was not accidental. He was murdered. Murdered? Otis, that cannot be true. Otis was like a brother to me. We even won the Medal of Honor together. Would you know anyone who would have wanted to hurt him? Otis was a hero in Concordia. I cannot think of anyone who would have wanted to kill him. Senior Trooper Ace, I'll do anything I can to help you catch this killer. Well, thank you for your offer. I'm sure we'll talk again, Mr. Thompson. Yep, so thank goodness when I'm recording, I don't read the comments, so very well. Ace, have you ever been to China? Well, I have not. However, I'm sure that relevant to the Far East has to Concordia at this moment. Well, all the relevance in the world, considering the lip color sample you sent me from that handkerchief. Particles in this sample consist of rice powder, lead, and safflower, which are often used in Chinese herbology. What you have here is known as yanzi, expensive makeup coming from China. The bright color and the expensive quality limit is potential wearers. My bet is on Madame Zhang, a well-known and rather colorful brothel owner. Oh, a brothel. Interesting. Well, if Madame Zhang is the person we must speak with, then off to see her go. Keep going. Ace, may I test your olfactory senses for the moment? I've created a new scent for my latest perfume. I call it Musk. Oh my, Viola, that's quite the strong scent. Before you continue work on that interesting aroma, could you give us some information regarding the wooden cup we found in the barrel? Oh, with pleasure. First, not only do the blood smudges match your victim's blood type, but their freshness confirms this cup was handled right after Otis was killed. Second, its deliberate placement in that barrel shows the killer tried to hide it, which means it could be crucial in identifying them. Well, that's great, but what's that cup for? I was a bit perplexed, but then it occurred to me, understanding the popularity of dice games at Concordia, this cup is a dice shaker, often used by players to avoid any potential cheating. Oh, so that means our killer plays dice games. Which also means, Ace, we're now searching for a killer who likes to play dice with death. Finish this off. Ace, I was hoping to use your arm to test a new intravenous medication I've concocted. My veins are all taken up at the moment. Well, as tempting as that sounds, we aren't here on a social visit. We'd like to know about the gunshot victim we brought in earlier, Otis Kidd. Right, Mr. Kidd. Well, the cause of death is a gunshot wound to his torso inflicted at close range, most likely an Ivory Johnson safety automatic revolver. Once inside the building, the victim must have been shot and then dragged into the fire to set the scene. Fortunately, the killer left behind evidence. While dragging Mr. Kidd's body into the fire, the killer left traces of white, powdery substance. I discovered the white substance to be the residue of cocaine toothache drops, popular with those suffering from tooth problems, available at any pharmacy in town. They're quite effective at giving a boost of energy. Yeah, cocaine is not something that we like to do. Well, Ace, our killer takes cocaine toothache drops, and they'll need more than drops to soothe the pain of your cunning. Yep, so the more spoilers that there are, I'm just going to put a replacement picture down here. Let's talk to Madame Zhang. Miss Zhang, detectives with the squad investigating the homicide of fireman Otis Kidd. We found your handkerchief at the fire station. Have you been there recently? Well, I have, yes. When the fires first started, I went to the fire station to ask them to help save my business. But Mr. Kidd just pushed me to the side and told me he had more important places to save. There's no place more important to me than my brothel. I offer the best services in all of Concordia. We're sure you do. But Mr. Kidd let so much of my brothel burn down. The upstairs floors are ruined. Fortunately, none of my girls were hurt, but I'll have very little business now. Well, I'm not familiar with your line of work, but I hope you'll find some other outlet for your services. Until then, please do not go far. We may need to question you again. Ace, here we are on the wake of a horrible fire, and we have yet another murder on our hands, and this one of a well-respected fireman. Ace, there aren't normally this many murders in Concordia, and I wouldn't want you to get the wrong idea. So far, between Mr. Thompson, our victim's close friend, and a fellow fireman, and Mr. Wimple, the evidence room clerk, they have nothing but praise to sing for our victim. As for Madame Zhang, she blames our victim for a brothel burning during the fire. Would she have murdered him over that? Ace, have you heard? The police commissioner is on a muckraking tour. Interesting. He wants to hunt down the victim's killer, dead or alive. Whoa. Well, anyways, guys, I will see you guys in Chapter 2. This has been Bitching Ace 88. Over and out.